Hey everybody, welcome back and thank you for joining me in this new video. We left off in the last video with making our crouching input as part of our little mini series for the crouch, walk, sprint, gait, and updating movement, calculation speeds, and stuff like that. So like we did in the last video with making our crouch input, we are going to go ahead in this video and make the walk input. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the third person map template, and we're going to go back into our third person input folder and go into our actions, and we are going to make our input action walk. So input, we're going to right click, go to input, and then click input mapping, and we're going to do IA walk. So now that we got the IA walk, we're going to go into our IMC, and I left this up from my last video, didn't take it down, so if you don't have it up, go ahead and reopen that. And into here, let's go ahead and add our IA walk, see right here. And for the IA walk, I believe I also gave that press, just like in the last one. Yes, I did. So typically with walk functionality on keyboard, what I like to utilize for the keyboard key mapping is the left alt button. It's another one of those buttons that makes me feel comfortable using with the walk functionality. So go ahead and do that, and then set your keyboard mapping to whatever you would like for your walk. And then what we're going to do, just like how we did with the crouched, we're going to go into our triggers, and we're going to add a trigger, and we are going to select the press trigger, so that way when we press it, that it only fires off once, rather than like how I showed in the last video with crouching, where it just shows all the glitchiness and it just fires off wildly because of how it's being updated every frame or every tick, you know, stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and close this, and I'm going to go ahead and save. And once you have that, let's go back into our third person template, where we are going to add the walk button, so, or at least the walk functionality. So this is where it's going to get a little bit weird, so I'm going to try my best to explain how this works, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to create two booleans for our walk value. You would think that we would only need one, but since we are copying the game animation sample project, we need two booleans for this. One being the once to sprint boolean, and the other being the once to walk boolean. So in our variables, go ahead and hit add variable, and we're going to add the once to sprint, and add another one. We're going to do once to walk. And let's go ahead and move those into our input mapping group. Boom, there we go. And now let's go ahead and call down our IA walk action input, which is, you know, under the enhanced action events. So once we have that, let's go ahead and zoom in. So once we have that, similar to how we've been setting up the other one, like aim, strafe, crouch, we are going to go off the triggered, and so let's create a branch first. So click and hold B, and then left click, and we get our branch, and we are going to connect our triggered to the branch, and then we are going to grab both our once to sprint and our once to walk. So in our branch, what we want to do is we want to connect our once to walk into it, but not directly. What we want to do is we want to drag off the once to sprint and get our not boolean, because what we're trying to do is we're essentially trying to inverse what we have here into our once to walk, right? So both of these booleans, they are going to be set to false by default. So even when we compile and save, both of these will be left unchecked, because it's not like we need to start off in like a walk or a sprint. We want to start off in our jog or a run, like kind of how the normal third person character starts off at. So, you know, like when we hit play, we're technically in a jog or running state, and then, you know, if we add our walk functionality and stuff like that, then we can slow down our speed and do, you know, different animations for our walking. But as you can see, we're in like a jog run. If we were in a sprint, we would have you know, faster animations to symbolize, to showcase that we are running or sprinting, and then slower animations to showcase that we're walking. So in here, we're going to go ahead and connect our not bool into the branch. So if the inverse of wants to sprint, so if we have false for our wants to sprint, we inverse that with the not. So if we do want to sprint, then we are going to fire off here to our walk. And then if we don't, we're not gonna, you know, if we do, if this is false, then we don't want to do anything. So however, we're going to be setting up something similar with the wants to walk boolean. So what we need to also grab is our wants to walk again, but we're going to set it. So if you want to alt click and drag out and click the set, once you have that in, we're going to connect the true value into our set wants to walk. So like I said, if this is true and we don't want to, if we inverse that to the true value to false, then we do nothing. But if this is false, then we inverse that to true to then set our walk boolean. So off our wants to walk, we are going to drag and we are going to get another not boolean, set that up there, and then we are going to connect our not boolean to the wants to walk. So this seems a little weird, a lot different than what normally you would probably do for a walk situation, but this is going to be important later when we do the setting up the gate speeds and the calculating our max speeds and stuff like that, to where what's going on here is if we inverse this, so if this is false, starting off false, and we trigger this, we're going to inverse that false input to true to set this to not want to walk. Or at least if this is, we're going to inverse this inverse this value, or whatnot. So basically we're going to just be checking to see if we want to sprint and inverse that value with the not bool. And if we don't want to sprint, then the not bool inverses that value, so that way it's true for a branch check. And because the inverse is true, we're going to want to walk instead. But it's kind of weird, but basically what it's doing is it's opposing each other in a sense. And once we do the sprint action, you're going to see like how it actually functions. So because with our sprint input action, what we're going to be doing is firing that off with action values and setting our wants to walk to false when we do sprints. That way when we let go, we will then want to walk. So that's why it just looks weird, but it makes sense once you actually put it all together. So now that we got that out of the way, I know it's a bunch of repeat, but I gotta kind of like throw it. I have to try to nail the point as best I can, or at least explain it the best I can. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy my comment node from the other project file, and I'm going to paste it in here just to have that. And there we go. So kind of like what I was saying before, I know what a lot of people will do is, when they set up their walk speeds and stuff like that, or at least your walk button and your functionality, they would have kind of functions for your triggered or your started or your completed, where you would be modifying the max walk speed to something like way slower. But in this case, because we're adding a bunch of Boolean values, when we actually go, and I'm gonna show y'all from the other project. So if we go into our update movement and here to our gate, you could see here kind of where we're going to be using the wants to walk there and the wants to sprint here. And then if we go into calculate max speeds, this is where like once we have our gate, whether we get our walk speed, our run speed, our sprint speed, our crouching, other stuff. So that's kind of how it works, and that's why we started off being false, is because we want to start off in our jogging state, and then when we trigger it, then we trigger our appropriate gait and our walk speed. So that's pretty much going to be all it is for this video. So let's go ahead and compile and save. But yeah, that's that's going to be all for this video. As for next video, we're going to set up the sprint input action, and then after that video, then we can get into the nitty-gritty of setting up our desired gates, where we get to go into, you know, our creating an enumeration. We get to call our booleans for walking and sprinting and getting those set up, and then in the video after that is calculating the desired gate speed, so, or the max speed for our different gates. So I know, again, guys, this is another, you know, super entertaining video and whatnot, but I am looking forward to getting into the gate selection and the max speed. So hope you all did enjoy the video at least. If you did enjoy, please join me in the next video where I go ahead and create the sprint functionality for y'all, and after that, the cool stuff. So I will definitely hope to see y'all in the next video. So other than that, goodbye.